Welcome back to SciTV News. I'm your host, Jake Krauss, bringing you the latest in civic science news. The President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology released a letter on advancing public engagement with science. This is a huge step towards boosting civic science in government agencies. The Council made recommendations to federal agencies to make science communication a core part of their mission. Experts in public engagement are advised to be included in the room where it happens, so in agency decision making. The other recommendation is to create an office to support agencies in public engagement and science communication. They suggest appointing experts fluent in social science techniques to boost participatory engagement with federal agencies. Americans will be able to participate in the creation of scientifically informed policies about our health, environment, national security, and our well-being. I'm excited to share another webinar from the Journal of Science Policy and Governance. This webinar is on tools for equitable and inclusive civic engagement and policy change for the future of science. This webinar will focus on the role that civic scientists play in achieving positive societal change, providing tools for the next generation to engage with policymakers, and discussing community engagement of different people in civic science practice. This webinar is on September 5th, so don't miss it. The link is in the description below. The SciComm Identities Project is hosting a 2024 fellowship. This fellowship is for underrepresented science staff at universities across the country that is focused on training the next best and brightest. The deadline is September 15th, so be sure to apply before then if this is something that interests you. This fellowship is going to increase representation of minoritized scientists, as well as test different intercultural communication theories. Plenty of scientists go to the Arctic, but how about bringing the Arctic to you? University of Alaska Fairbanks scientists are going to Greenland to study the effects of glacier melt. However, they are also creating a traveling museum exhibit that's going to share the effects of climate change on glaciers with the world. This research that's taking place over 2 years in Greenland is focused on how water and the ocean affect glacial ice loss. This is a tricky topic to communicate, but the potential of having a museum exhibit alongside this research project is a great way to engage people with this complex issue. This exhibit is going to focus on storytelling, mostly on Greenland, but also Alaska. It could possibly feature a 3D model to illustrate the loss of mass, but it's also going to include storytelling as a source of information. From this exhibit, they want to tell the story of landscapes as a dynamic, not just a fixed point in time, but a changing ecosystem. This is a great example of how museums are transitioning away from their role disseminating information from the top to the bottom, but more telling stories around the key information that they want to get across. Thanks so much for tuning in to SciTV News. We can't wait to see you next time.